There's a chart floating around the internet that tells you exactly what your net worth should be at 30, at 40, at 50. And here's the thing, nobody wants to tell you about that chart. The number on it is too low, and most of you aren't even close to it. So you're behind a target that wouldn't actually save you, even if you hit it. Welcome to the game. I'm Max. I spend way too much time running the numbers on the financial decisions millennials are quietly getting wrong because nobody actually taught us the rules. Hit subscribe so the algorithm stops trying to sell you life insurance disguised as investment advice. Here's what we're doing in this video. I'm going to show you the exact net worth Fidelity says you should have at 30, 40, and 50, the official benchmark every financial advisor in America quotes. Then I'm going to show you the actual median net worth of Americans at those same ages, which is so far below Fidelity's number, it should be a federal scandal. And then, this is the part that's going to sting, I'm going to show you why even hitting Fidelity's target leaves you broke at 70. The number in your head right now, whatever you think your net worth should be at your age, there's about a 90% chance it's wrong in a way that's going to cost you actual money. Let's run the math. Fidelity has been publishing what they call salary multipliers for years. It's the most cited retirement benchmark in American personal finance. Every advisor uses it. Every magazine quotes it. Here it is. The median household income in America is right around $70,000. So if you're average and you're 40, Fidelity says you should have $210,000 saved. By 50, $420,000. By 67, $700,000. Okay, now let's look at what Americans actually have. This is from the Federal Reserve Survey of Consumer Finances, 2022, the official government measurement of household wealth in America. The median net worth, which means half of all American households have less than this, looks like this. And here's where it gets uncomfortable. Fidelity says a 40-year-old earning the median income should have $210,000 in retirement accounts alone. The Fed says the median household ages 35 to 44 has $135,600 in total net worth. House, car, 401k, savings account. Everything they own minus everything they owe. The median millennial's entire net worth is 35% below what Fidelity says they should have in retirement savings alone. Not behind on retirement. Behind on retirement before you even count the house they live in. Now, I want to be fair here. I'm not going to pretend the Fidelity number is a moral judgment. The benchmarks assume you started saving 15% of your income at 25, that you got 7% returns every year, and that nothing, and I mean nothing, went wrong. No layoffs, no medical bills, no 2008, no 2020, no kid that decided their dream was to study marine biology in Hawaii. So the gap between Fidelity and reality isn't just laziness or avocado toast. It's that the model assumes a life almost nobody actually lives. But here's the part that should make you genuinely uncomfortable. Even if you did live that perfect life, even if you hit every Fidelity benchmark exactly on schedule, you'd still be broke at 70. Let me walk you through this because the math is wilder than people realize. This is Kevin. Kevin is 30 years old. Kevin makes $70,000 a year. Kevin has done everything right. Kevin has $70,000 in his 401k at 30. He's a unicorn. He's in the top 25% of his age group. Most of his friends have $39,000 or less. Now Kevin is going to do something incredible. He's going to keep hitting every Fidelity milestone for the next 37 years. He's going to have exactly 3 times his salary by 40, exactly 6 times by 50, exactly 10 times $700,000 at retirement. Kevin retires at 67 with $700,000. And it's not enough. Here's the math. The standard safe withdrawal rate is 4% a year. That means Kevin can pull $28,000 out of his $700,000 per year without running out before he dies. Add the average Social Security check, which is around $1,900 a month, or $22,800 a year. Kevin's total retirement income is about $50,800. That's pre-tax. After taxes and Medicare, call it $42,000 take-home. For context, Kevin was making $70,000 in 2024. By the time he retires in 2061, with even modest 2.5% inflation, his $70,000 lifestyle costs about $176,000. So Kevin retires on $42,000 of real spending power to replace a lifestyle that cost him $176,000. He's not retiring. He's downgrading to about 24% of the lifestyle he had at 40. And remember, this is the version of Kevin where everything went perfectly. He hit every benchmark. He's the top 25%. Most millennials aren't Kevin. Most millennials are below the line where Kevin started. Quick, type your age age, and your current net worth in the comments. Just 2 numbers. I'm tracking patterns and the data has been wild. Okay, so Fidelity's number is too low. The median is way below Fidelity. What's the actual number you should be aiming for? Honest answer. It depends on the lifestyle you want. But let me give you the numbers most retirement planners use when they're not trying to be polite. To retire with the actual lifestyle you have right now, the multiplier isn't 10 times at 67. It's closer to 12 to 15 times. That means at 30, you don't need 1 times your salary. You need closer to 1.5 times. At 40, not 3 times, closer to 4 times. At 50, not 6 times, closer to 8 times. And before anyone in the comments tells me I'm being aggressive, these numbers assume you want to retire at 65, not 70. Every year you delay retirement, you can lower this number. Every year you retire early, you raise it dramatically. I want to be honest with you about something. The first time I actually ran these numbers on myself, I was 31. I thought I was killing it. I had a decent 401k balance. I owned a property. I had no credit card debt. I felt like I was ahead. I plugged my actual numbers into a real retirement calculator, not the one on a bank website that tells you everything is fine, a real one. And the math told me I was on track to retire with about 31% of the lifestyle I had at 31. I had to read it twice. I was hitting all the benchmarks. The benchmarks were just wrong. And here's the part nobody talks about. The benchmarks were set in 1995. They were set when home prices were 3 times median income instead of 6 times. They were set when you could expect a pension. They were set when healthcare and retirement cost a fraction of what it costs now. The benchmark hasn't been seriously updated for the actual cost of being old in modern America. We are running 2,026 lives on 1995 retirement math. That's why so many people who feel like they're doing everything right end up panicked at 55. Now, here's the kicker. There's actually a way out of this. And it's not make more money. It's not be Kevin. It's something most millennials never even consider. The single number that determines whether you retire comfortably isn't your income. It isn't even your starting net worth. It's your savings rate, the percentage of your income you don't spend. Fidelity's whole model assumes you save 15%. That's the assumption baked into every number we just looked at. And here's the thing. The median American household saves about 4 to 5%. So when people see the Fidelity chart and think they're behind because they're bad at money, they're not. They're behind because the chart assumes they're saving 3 times what an actual American household saves. Run the math forward. If you save 5% of $70,000 for 40 years at 7% returns, you end up with about $310,000. If you save 15%, you end up with $935,000. If you save 25%, you end up with over $1.5 million. The savings rate is the entire game. Income matters, but not as much as you think. Investment returns matter, but you can't control them. The savings rate is the one variable you actually have power over. And here's where Sarah comes in. You've seen Sarah on this channel before. Sarah makes $78,000 a year, which is less than Kevin. But Sarah saves 22% of her income. Not 4%, not 5%, 22%. By 40, Sarah has $310,000 saved. She's at 4 times her salary. She's already above the Fidelity benchmark. By 50, Sarah has $720,000. She's at 9 times her salary, above the Fidelity number again. By 67, Sarah retires with $1.6 million. She withdraws $64,000 a year, more than she was making at 30, plus Social Security, plus the paid-off house. Sarah didn't get rich. She didn't pick the right stock. She didn't buy Bitcoin in 2013. She just saved 22% of her income for 40 years. That's it. That's the whole strategy. So when someone shows you the net worth by age chart, and you feel a wave of either dread or relief, both of those reactions are wrong. The chart is incomplete. The benchmark is too low. The reality is below the benchmark. And the only number that actually matters isn't on the chart at all. Remember the chart we opened with? The one floating around the internet? Don't measure yourself against that. Measure yourself against one number. What percentage of your income did you keep this month? If it's under 10%, you're in the Kevin trap, no matter what your account balance looks like. If it's over 20%, you're in the Sarah lane, no matter how far behind the benchmark you currently are. You're going to be 65, either way. The only question is whether you spent your 30s and 40s building margin or spending it. 2 things in the comments before you go. First, tell me which age bracket you're in and how far ahead or behind the Fidelity benchmark you are. Just be honest. Behind by $200,000. Right on track. Whatever. I want to see how widespread this gap actually is. Second, tell me the savings rate you're currently at. Just the number. 4%, 12%, 25%, whatever it is. No judgment from me. I spent most of my 20s at probably 6% while telling myself I was being responsible. I read every single comment. Every one. The patterns in this audience are starting to scare me. Don't be Kevin.